You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters. Well, this is getting very interesting on the NFL Network front. Now, it's been no secret that the NFL Network has been wanting some other media entity to step in and handle a lot of their programming. They wanted to turn all of NFL media over. There was a story a while back that the NFL was crossing their fingers that ESPN was going to step in and start handling a lot of their programming and their duties at the NFL Network or at NFL media in general. Now, I don't know if this is part of the step in a direction towards somebody doing this, but they are laying off people, and Michael Irvin has been fired. And it's my understanding from what I've read, he's not going to be the only one. But this is a massive name. This greatly disappoints me because I'm a big fan of Game Day Morning. I'm a big fan of Michael Irvin and Rich Eisen on that show together. And now he's gone. So I don't know. I know he's on Undisputed with Skip Bayless, so I'm sure that's not going to affect anything. But this is getting interesting. And look, you see this headline. We'll get to this. NFL Network apparently pulls the plug on Total Access. A lot of changes going on over there. And some have been wondering, what is the NFL Network going to be? We know one thing. I assume, well, no. I mean, Amazon Prime has got Thursday Night Football now, so I don't know. The Playmaker will have a new home on Sundays. The New York Post has learned that Michael Irvin's contract will not be renewed at NFL Network as the league-owned channel undergoes a round of cost cuts. Irvin, 58, was a three-time Super Bowl champion with Cowboys enshrined in the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 2007. He had been an analyst on NFL Network since 2009 and has played a major role in the Sunday football pregame show Game Day Morning. Irvin was sent home from the NFL Network's 2023 Super Bowl coverage after he was accused of making lewd comments to a woman in a Phoenix hotel. And we have covered that at great length. Myself and John brought it up today during the Cowboys video for the other channel that this was one of the stories that we just never did buy, that Michael Irvin had done this. We've all seen the footage and everything else. And but you got to wonder, did this play a role? I don't know. He denied wrongdoing, was reinstated to NFL Network's programming last season. My gut feeling is no, it did not play a role, by the way. The Post has also learned that NFL Network's NFL Total Access will air its final show later this month. Wow. The nightly news program has been part of the network's lineup since 2003. This past March, NFL Network had taken Total Access, which airs 7 o'clock Eastern Time, that's p.m., off the air for a week. Earlier Friday, Front Office Sports reported that NFL Network had a round of layoffs coming this week and will be airing, quote, an altered programming schedule this upcoming season. I don't know what that's going to look like. The cuts were made to, quote, ensure the continued strength of our game and our business. I think the NFL made $22 billion last year or something. Well, I kid you not, $22 billion with a B. And they're having to cost cut these shows? That doesn't make any sense. We know Good Morning Football is off the air or went off the air to be able to move from New York to L.A. Is it still going to be alive and well? Or are they just never going to bring it back? A spokesperson for the network declined to comment to the Post about Total Access coming to an end and did not immediately respond to an inquiry about Irvin. There have been several rounds of cost cuts at NFL Network over the past year. Earlier this year, former Post columnist Andrew Marchand reported that the NFL and ESPN, here we go, were in talks about the league taking an equity stake in the network. In a concurrent move, the report said NFL Network programming and NFL.com would transition to being under ESPN's production umbrella. You know what that means? Things like Red Zone would become an ESPN product. And I can tell you right now, there are a lot of people, including myself, that watches NFL Network in order to avoid giving ESPN extra eyeballs. And Disney, most notably. In March, an NFL Network announced that Good Morning Football would move its studio from New Jersey to L.A. later this year and go on hiatus. Quote, that news is that Good Morning Football is moving before the 2024 season around training camp. The show stalwart Kyle Brandt said in an announcement, Good Morning Football goes west like Fievel going to California several months from now. But contrary to some oddly worded tweets and ensuing confusion, Good Morning Football is not ending. The show, the brand, is going to continue for a very long time. It's expanding more, bigger, and brighter. So he is saying that it's coming back. All right. He's saying that it's coming back. Now, more on Total Access. All right. NFL Network launched November 1, 2003. This is Florio, by the way, I think. Yep. It's Florio. First came the bizarre decision to take a popular show off the air for months and relocate it. That would be Good Morning Football. Now comes another round of post-draft layoffs. Apparently will end Total Access, the nightly studio show devoted to all things NFL. Ben Axelrod of AwfulAnnouncing.com, Lord help us all, reports that, quote, the majority of the show staff was laid off Friday. Wow. The show remains on NFL Network's online schedule. Quote, like with any successful organization, the NFL regularly evaluates its workforce to ensure proper support of strategic priorities, including international expansion, the growth of flag football, and the evolution of digital and media platforms. I cannot stand how much flag football is being brought up over and over and over again. That worries me. I know a lot of people, including myself, believe in 10 years, I hope we're not there, folks. I mean, the Pro Bowl is unwatchable. The league told Axelrod in a statement, we have made the difficult decision to part way with some employees to allow us to further invest in growth areas and ensure continued strength of our game and our business. A.J. Perez of Front Office Sports separately reported the league concluded a round of layoffs over the last 24 hours, with some NFL Network employees included. It's going to be very interesting. Is Rich Eisen still with the with NFL Network? Because think about it. If ESPN takes over, is he going to go back and work for ESPN? You know, that's where he came from. He had the famous Sports Center show in the evening with Stuart Scott. Rest in peace. One of the best hours of programming that ever existed on sports television, Eisen and Stuart Scott. You know, along with, believe it or not, Dan Patrick and Keith Olbermann. I mean, yeah, there was a time when Keith Olbermann only talked sports and was really good at it. It's hard to believe, I know. But those were the two gold standards of Sports Center pairings. Would Rich Eisen go back there? Would he want to go back there? You know, he's got a very popular show on YouTube / AT&T, I think. I'm not sure all the different platforms. I think it's a pod, too. But you get the point. And, of course, he's host of Game Day Morning. I don't know how this is going to go. And that sucks at Michael Irvin, because I'm going to tell you, we experienced some television of Game Day Morning without Michael Irvin being around, and it was not as good. I like his fire and his energy and sort of all those pregame fired up speeches and just the passion. And I like the fact, and he does this on every program he's on, but the fact that he unapologetically has the inability to be objective about the Cowboys. He loves them no matter what, and you could kiss his tail. He doesn't care. I find that hilarious and enjoyable to watch. I don't know why. Of course, he also was my favorite wide receiver in the history of the NFL. And yes, I'm a Niners fan, and we had a couple of good ones. But Michael Irvin was my dude. Wow. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.